Alright, let's see how this is. First of all, let's look at the changes. First and most important, the judgment system have changed. Now we have three kind of judgment. Judgment of justice, judgment of light, judgment of wisdom. The name indicates what primary effect your judgment is going to have. Judgment of justice put up the justice debuff, which is the same as before. Light, light, wisdom, wisdom. Not that hard to understand. At the same time, they also put up a secondary effect, which pretty much depend on what shield you have on. It's mostly it will deal some amount of damage. Like Shield of Marcher, it will deal 450 damage, and Shield of Readiness for me it will deal 520 damage. Shield of the Marcher, yeah, it's the Shield of Blood now for Alliance. Hey. Hammer of Wrath is now instant cast, which means that it will be a cool aggro generating tool for when the boss is on low hit point. Retribution Aura has increased holy damage. Avenging Wrath don't call for burns. Let's move on to protection. Divine Protection now only decreased damage taken by 50%, which means this is an oh shit button for Paladin. You can use it and the boss won't move on and attack another raid member. So we have gotten a oh shit button that really works. Cool. Also in here in protection we find the new hand spells. It's Hand of Freedom, it's Hand of Protection, Hand of Sacrifice, and Hand of Salvation. They more or less work as the old blessing of the same name. The only difference is now they won't dispel any blessing you had on the person when you cast them. The difference in effect is Hand of Sacrifice now redirects 30% of the damage, so you can use it on the mage and save his ass. Hand of Salvation now reduces total threat by 2% for each second and lasts for 10 seconds on whoever you cast it on. So don't cast it in the start of the fight. Try and wait a little, and then when some DPS gets really close to your threat, cast it. Righteous Defense have now improved Righteous Fury built into it. So it increased threat from holy spells by 90% as standard. Holy Lay on Hands now has a reduced cooldown, and it don't use all your mana. Yay! That combined with Divine Protection means that Paladins are now actually quite good in emergency situations. Sometimes they have had a problem with before. Oh yeah, and before I forget it, Hammer of Justice now interrupts spellcasting. Alright, your stats have changed. Now you'll see a lot of your gear that had spell damage on them before now has strength. That is because Paladins are going to scale better with strength than with spell damage. Well, we're actually scaling exactly as good with strength as we're scaling with spell damage, as attack power is now increasing all our abilities. The difference here though is that we are going to have abilities and talent points that increase our strength, but not our spell damage. At the same time, itemization for strength is cheaper than spell power, so strength is going to be the main aggro stat for us. Pretty much all of our gear that has spell damage on them before now has strength, with the exception of your weapon and maybe shields, as they were meant for casters. That doesn't really matter though, because you have sacrificed some damage per second by taking a caster weapon instead. And there's really few things that's going to scale with your weapons damage per second. There's actually only one ability.